guys, this is Jessica Gutierrez with Clean With Me podcast. This is a podcast where I walk you through cleaning your house step by step. So let's clean together and I'll walk you through it. So first of all, I want to say happy Sunday to everyone. I hope you guys are feeling productive this morning. If you're not, I'm going to help you reach that point of productivity. And I kind of liked what we did last week when I did a speed cleaning episode, but then I sprinkled in like cleaning hacks that I learned from TikTok and other social medias sprinkled throughout. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And if you're not quite feeling in the cleaning mode, try, getting ready for the day, maybe throwing your hair up in a bun, lighting a candle, opening some windows, letting some light in the house. That usually brightens the mood a little bit. Or, a trick to make your house smell good, you can boil something that smells good. Like you can boil those little laundry detergent pellet things or fabric softener pellets. Or you can boil some cinnamon or something like that if you want it to make it smell like you're cooking something. And just remember, the hardest part of getting started cleaning is just getting started. So even if you're just not able to get yourself in the mood today, just start doing it. Force yourself to do it. Really force yourself and push yourself. And once you start doing it, it won't be as difficult and you'll start to get in the swing of things. And then next thing you know, you'll be wanting to clean more than, you were going to in the first place. So the hardest part is starting. So let's just get up and get going and get motivated. And we'll start with something easy. We'll just do a laundry switch. So go ahead and start a load of laundry. Go over to your laundry area. And you can move your clean laundry into a laundry basket and your wet laundry into the dryer. And then you could start a new load that you can finish later on. And if you can, you do want to be cleaning out like the vents in your dryer every once in a while, maybe like every 6 months or so. Because sometimes it gets really funky and there's just a lot of buildup of lint and stuff like that in your dryer and you don't want it to catch fire or anything. It's just, especially if you have an old dryer, because chances are it probably hasn't been cleaned in a while, so there's probably a little bit of buildup in there. So whenever you finish that up, go ahead and head over to the kitchen, and while you're finishing up, I'll just give you a little tidbit on my life. I can't seem to catch a break. I did get in a car accident a couple days ago, and I got rear-ended pretty bad. So I'm just, giving my statements and that whole shebang, and it's kind of a pain with the kids because every time the adjusters call, they start screaming, of course. They don't like it when I'm on the phone. But I think it's gonna be okay. I think it's gonna work out in my favor. It was definitely their fault, so hopefully I'll be able to either get my car fixed soon, or if they total it, get a new car. We needed a bigger car anyway, so it might have been a blessing in disguise. Everyone's okay. No one got hurt. We all got checked out at the doctor. I just had, some whiplash, but the babies were okay, which is most important. But anyway, once you get into the kitchen, go ahead and start unloading your dishwasher or your drying rack and get all of that out of the way so you have room to do your dishes. And this episode is going to be 20 minutes because it's my Sunday episode. So if you don't have time to do anything else but do your kitchen, that's perfectly okay. I usually, on my longer episodes, allot like 25 minutes or so in the kitchen. And, sometimes you need longer than that. Most of the time I do need longer than that. But so no worries. These are just ideas. And like I said before, if I say something to you, especially on these kind of episodes where I'm giving like a lot of little hacks and stuff, keep a notepad and a pen nearby and just, pause me and just write it down. And decide you're going to do that tomorrow, or schedule a day that you're going to do that if it's something that you need to do. Just because I found like if I just say I'm going to do something, eventually it never gets done. So for me, I have to like schedule out an actual date and time I'm going to do it. Like, okay, I'm free tomorrow morning. I'm going to do that tomorrow morning, stuff like that. But making lists still, I'm going to stress that in almost every episode. It gives you the gratification of crossing things off. It keeps you organized, especially on days maybe you're not listening to the podcast. You can always listen to the podcasts on different days, obviously. If you want to keep listening to it every time you do a cleaning session. But not all of our sessions are hour-long sessions or speed cleanings. Sometimes we're just, doing deep cleans. And I know I've done episodes on that in the past, so if you can find those, great. If not, just make sure you're writing a list if you're not listening to the podcast. And even if you are, just it's gratifying to be able to cross things off. So if you know what I'm going to say, because I do pretty regular things and I have a list of things that I go down through when I do the podcast. So maybe write those down and just cross them off as you get them done, and that would probably help you to give you more of a sense of satisfaction as you're cleaning. But I'm all about lists, especially for, teenagers and big kids too. I found that they respond a lot better to lists than you just telling them to do certain chores. If you have it already written out, it gives them less room to complain about it because it's like, okay, well, this is how it is every day. You know what I mean? So it does help. So just be working on your dishes. Once you unload, go ahead. Whenever you're finished unloading, go ahead and start pre-rinsing all of your dishes and getting that done. But yeah, regarding the accident, everything's fine. We're all okay. I was able to get my car home because it was still, somewhat drivable. I just had someone following behind me because the whole trunk is smashed in. I'll post a picture on my Patreon. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe I'll be able to get a larger vehicle that fits my entire family with if they end up totaling it out. So we'll see. And then I'll give you guys some hacks. Some of them are hacks. Some of them are more just products that are good on certain things. Some of them are just, ideas of stuff to clean if you haven't gotten to them lately, or, stuff like that. Things we don't always think about on our day to day that don't get cleaned very often. So just keep doing the dishes, and if something that I say makes you think like, yes, I haven't done that in a while, I need to do that, then just go ahead and pause me and write it down or something. Or if you think you can remember it, that's fine too. So one of them was at the bottom of our refrigerators, there's like a grill usually. And usually that grill has like a lot of dust and stuff on it, and we don't always think to clean it. And I know I don't, because a lot of times we barely have time to keep up with our basic cleaning regimens, but every once in a while, we have time to do our deep cleaning, our spring cleaning, if you will. So if you get a chance to do that, you could pop that grill off and wash it in the sink with, first you dust it, and then you can always use dryer sheets to dust it because it'll stick to the dryer sheet. And then you can just wash it with soap and water or your favorite cleaner. And then you could just pop it right back on. So I that one just stuck out to me because I haven't cleaned that in probably ever. So I need to do that. And then this is one I've used before. They wrapped a rag in a butter knife to make like a little tool to get in between the cracks of things, like in between your stove and your countertop, because sometimes there'll be some buildup of food and gunk in there. And so if you put some, like a wet rag or a product on a rag, and you wrap a knife in it, and you could just, clean in there and make sure it's a butter knife. That way you can get in the cracks in your kitchen. There's just the stuff that's usually neglected. This is more if you're doing a deep clean. Also, I also saw a TikTok where apparently it's real easy to snap off on most ovens the door. There's like latches on the door of the oven, so you could take that off to clean the oven. If you don't have a cleaning cycle on your oven and you are just cleaning it with you can clean it with like baking soda paste or whatever degreaser you prefer. I'm a fan of using the degreaser. Dawn has a pretty good degreaser. But yeah, that'll just make it easier for you to get up into your oven and really clean that oven. And also I saw this hack for cleaning your microwave if it's real bad. They put like a Tupperware bowl or a microwave safe bowl, and then they put a cup of water, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, and 1 lime cut in half, and they microwaved it for 5 minutes, which created like a steam. And then they wiped it down with a cleaner, and it loosened up, everything that was baked onto the microwave, because it created this steam inside the microwave, and then it wipes right off. So if your microwave's really, really bad and you haven't gotten to it in a while, that one is a very good one for that. And then when you're cleaning your kitchen, don't neglect like your windowsill might need to be dusted. You could use anything for that, or your blinds. You can use dryer sheets to do it, or a rag with like a wet rag or anything like that. Those need to be dusted from time to time. Also, your cabinets, about every 6 months or so, you should be able to completely take everything out and reorganize it and wipe it down when you're deep cleaning. If it needs it more often than that, which mine usually does because it gets pretty bad in my house every time everybody puts everything in a bunch of different places, and mine usually gets like disorganized quickly because I don't have a lot of storage. So that's something that I have to do often. And also, if you're like a money saver, you can cut your paper towels in half, horizontally, to make, if your kids like use too many paper towels each time they use them. If you have paper towels, I don't at my house for some reason, but my husband just doesn't like them. He thinks they're wasteful. But if you do have paper towels, I do have them occasionally. That would be a good way to save money. Or if someone's using too many, you could just cut it in half and put it on the roll. So if you still need to do the dishes and finish up those dishes and filling your dishwasher or washing by hand, that's fine. You guys can keep doing that. We're going to start wiping down. If you're not done with the dishes, that's fine, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to wiping down. Just quickly wipe down your surfaces, take everything that's not supposed to be in your kitchen and put it away where it goes, and then just quickly wipe down everything. And make sure you're getting under and around appliances, and just quickly do a quick wipe down. Get everything that's being touched, handles, maybe the fridge handle, freezer handle, stuff like that. If you see any splatters, go ahead and get them now with your wipes or Clorox wipes or your rags. Just to make sure that it doesn't get stuck on there, because later on it's probably going to get harder to get off. And I recently came across, the Sponge Daddy products, and they have like their version of a magic eraser. I'm going to try that, and I'm going to tell you guys how I like it in the next episode, because apparently it works better than a magic eraser. I'm not sure. I haven't used it myself, but those are things. I use magic erasers like all the time, so if I find something that works even better than those, then I'm gonna throw my money at it. So I'm going to get some of those, and I'll let you guys know how they are. But once you guys are done with that, don't forget to take out your trash. And when you're doing your quick wipe down of your countertops and your dining room table, don't forget to take out your trash. And if your trash can stinks, or the bottom of the trash can, is dirty, or it just smells bad, don't neglect to clean that. Either do it today, or decide on a day right now, a time tomorrow that you're going to clean that, so it doesn't get neglected. I know that's one that we don't often like to do because it's just a pain, but if it's not as hard as we make it out to be, you could just take it outside and, hose it down, and then use a cleaner on it and wipe it down with some gloves on or something. Okay, so no worries if you're not done with your dishes. You can keep trucking along on those, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to the living area. Get your focal points of your room, the couch cushions. It's been a lot easier to clean now that I have my little hand vacuum. I just vacuum up any crumbs on the couch underneath the cushions. But this is just a quick speed cleaning, so just, straighten the room really quick, make sure everything's nice and straightened, pick up anything that doesn't belong and put it away where it goes. As far as like dusting things, if you have a ceiling fan in your living area, I learned a hack for that. I saw somebody use a pillowcase, and they dusted their fan with a pillowcase. That way all of the dust fell inside the pillowcase, and then they just washed the pillowcase. So I thought that was neat. I think I'm going to try that too. And then afterwards they wiped it down with a product. And if you have carpets or you're frequently vacuuming, you should be cleaning your vacuum out about once a week. I know when I had carpet, I didn't really do that, but I should have, because my vacuum got bad, and by the time I had to clean it out, it was like super bad. But yeah, just try to clean it out very thoroughly at least once a week. That way it'll just work better and it won't end up, messing up on you. And curtains. Curtains do need to be washed every once in a while, not very often at all. Maybe like every couple months, just be washing your curtains because they do get dirty. Light fixtures. Light fixtures do gather a lot of dust, bugs, etc. If you're doing your deep cleaning, those need to be cleaned. I mentioned when we were doing the kitchen to dust your blinds. You could dust your blinds with dryer sheets or a wet rag. And there is a way to take them off completely if they're real bad, and you can wash them with a product inside of the sink. If you have leather couches, you can wipe them down using a microfiber cloth with your favorite leather cleaner. And while you're cleaning your living area, I also forgot to mention that some of us, I forgot to mention it because I don't have one, but if you have a refrigerator with a water and ice dispenser, there's probably like hard water and just funk underneath your water dispenser, and just clean that with bleach every once in a while. I forgot to mention that. And let's quickly move on to the bathrooms. So just pick up everything that doesn't belong, move your dirty laundry to the laundry room, and just wipe down everything. I learned a hack from this TikToker. She said never to wipe down your mirrors with the light on, because I guess the product evaporates and leaves streaks up by the light fixtures. So I never knew that. I thought that was interesting. And if you have a laundry basket with a liner, that liner probably needs to be washed every now and again, because if you think about it, all those dirty clothes and skin cells and everything touching it, so that probably needs to be washed. And then once you're done picking everything up, just do a quick wipe down with Clorox wipes. I mentioned in a previous video that most people's toilet seats snap off, the top part snaps off, so you can get really in there and clean all of the stuff, nasty stuff underneath that, and do a real deep cleaning of your toilet. And then I've seen people put like their favorite smelling floor cleaner in a water bottle and drill a little hole in the bottom of the water bottle and put it in the back of the toilet, so that every time you flush the toilet it smells good. And we're pretty much out of time here, but I'm just going to give a couple little hacks for the bedroom before I go. If you have blood stains on your bed or your mattress, hydrogen peroxide gets that off with a toothbrush. You just scrub it and then throw it in the washer. And when you're washing your sheets, you should be doing it about once a week, unless, they get dirty, or I have to wash mine more often than that because of my kids. But when you do that, you should probably be vacuuming your mattress. I have a protective thing cover underneath my mattress, so I don't vacuum it quite that much. But you should be, if you're sleeping directly with a sheet over your mattress, you should be vacuuming your mattress at least once a week. And then once a year, at least, a good way to clean your mattress is get the stains off with a carpet cleaner, and then when that dries, first vacuum it, then get it off with a carpet cleaner, all the stains. And then once your mattress dries, sprinkle it with baking soda, let it sit for 5 hours, and then vacuum it again. And that's a good way to deep clean your mattress. Okay, well, that's all for today. I hope you got a couple good hacks out of that. I hope you got a little bit done, and it gives you some ideas of some stuff to look at in your house that maybe you didn't look at before that needs to be cleaned. And if you're not following me on my social medias, it's Clean With Me Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. And then I have an art page that's at Jessica's Custom Work on Facebook and Instagram as well. And then my Patreon, I will put the link in the description. And as always, happy cleaning!